It's now time for Party Chat Sports.
The only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Welcome back, everybody, to Party Chat Sports. Caleb Gill, Cam Braun, Dylan Schroeder, Drew Nelson, all with you here tonight as we get ready. Holy sun in your face, Dylan.
I didn't even do nothing. There we go. I got it slowly. Okay.
It's like Hiroshima over there in Dylan's house. That's kind of crazy.
Anyway.
Speaking of explosiveness, we do have a lot of good football potentially on the way here for Week 12. We do have your PCS Game of the Week. We'll talk about all the other games. We're going to update you on win or over-unders for wins totals. And then also we'll provide a Caleb Williams 4,000-yard update on that tracker. Dylan's got a whole Excel sheet going, so we'll take care of all that here tonight. But your PCS Game of the Week is a huge NFC East matchup. Drew, take it away.
Yeah, so the Cowboys and the Eagles face off again this week. Haven't played since week 1 of the NFL season. A lot of things have changed since then, for better or for worse for many teams. So it's always a good, you can't really use that as a measuring stick for what this game could be. So obviously the Cowboys just played yesterday as of recording, 2 days ago when this is released. And they played a bad Raiders team. So, what are you going to say about that? However, I will counter with the Cowboys defense has been the worst, if not the worst defense in the league, no matter who they played. So, well, except for maybe the Jets. But other than that, it's still like you still have to take your steps. You still got to play your schedule. So I think it's at least a good a building block game. Get your new guys out on the field. Get them used to what we're doing before launching them against the Eagles. So Eagles obviously still rolling. They're winning games despite their offense looking extremely boring and extremely dysfunctional, as we see A.J. Brown constantly complaining about his role in the offense. And potentially some other rumblings, whether that's rumors or actually true, who knows? But either way, they keep winning games with a little help along the way from the Zebras. So, but other than that, I think this will be a good game. Dylan, you mentioned before the pod, if the Eagles are going to win back-to-back, if they win this game, it's probably wraps on that. They're going to be the first back-to-back division winners since, what was it, like 2003 or something like that, 2004. So I always talk about how it's a curse and something's going to happen to keep them from doing that. So if that's going to happen, it has to start on Sunday with the Cowboys beating the Eagles. Otherwise, you can kiss that one goodbye. So I think the matchup will be good. It was a close game the first time. Like I said, a lot's changed since then. But it's going to be an offense that can't really get anything going against a defense that has been one of the worst in the league. So, do the Eagles take advantage? And then on the other side of the ball, a pretty good offense against I don't think the Eagles' defense is great, but they do have, some great pieces and can play really well. You saw them play pretty well against the Lions on Sunday night. So they made Goff look like he had never played football before. But Goff will have a couple of those throughout the season. So
he's good for one a year, at least.
So it's going to be a great game. We'll see if any of the Cowboys additions actually meant anything, or if they were just looking good against the Raiders. So it'll be a good game. I'm excited for it. Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Hurts has already broke the first.
He did.
He's a running back, so it doesn't count.
The stat sheet says otherwise. The roster says otherwise. He is listed as a quarterback. So he did break the curse of the first-time Super Bowl loss QBs.
Curses come from the soul, not from the stat sheet.
We'll see what happens then. I think if there's anybody that can break curses, it's the Eagles because they already broke that one. But I did kind of like seeing Quinn Williams in that defense for you guys.
No, you didn't. Shut up.
It was tough. It was tough.
You
but
did not.
I like watch. Why would I not? Why can't I root for the guy?
All right.
No,
You didn't
I
root for
can't.
Sam Darnold on the Vikings.
Well, that's because I have a hatred for the Vikings and anybody that's affiliated with you. But
What
Wow.
about the Cowboys?
Quinnen's a good guy. I don't mind the Cowboys as much. Of the three of your teams, Cowboys are probably the team I hate the least.
That's crazy.
And we don't
Probably
see
go
each
like-
other very often.
Oh, they probably go like
AFC,
Steelers.
NFC thing. Yeah.
Like Steelers and Vikings are neck and neck, just depending on the mood, and then it's Cowboys.
You wouldn't hate the Steelers if it wasn't for 2010. So
I grew up with a lot. Like my brother was a Steelers fan. I knew a lot of
yeah.
Steelers fans, like elementary, junior high, and just
yeah, it
didn't really
just
care.
you know,
I just
A
never
lot of
cared for the
bandwagon
Steelers.
fans.
I just never cared for the Steelers growing up.
because they were always successful.
But was it 1.5 tackles for loss or sacks that Quinn had?
I think he had 1.5 sacks.
Doesn't
It's
that
a
mean
good
he
game.
technically also had 1.5 tackles for loss?
Yeah, but does
Yeah,
I think he had
but
more
his
for loss
total
than he
number
had
is probably
sacks?
higher. Maybe like 4.
I think it was like 4.
He's
Jinx.
going to be
4
good for the
TFLs
run
is a
defense
lot.
for you guys. And if the Eagles are going to be doing a lot of that ground, I'm curious to see how Quinnen looks trying to prevent the tush push and what they can take away from the Lions, because the Lions were able to push back the Eagles. The
He's
Eagles
got
had
line up all
2.
sides.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, if the Eagles can line up all sides and jump, why can't the defense?
The refs immediately lose all brain cells when that play takes the field. It's like they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do.
But I think Quinnen will be a good addition for the Cowboys in trying to prevent that, because he's a big body. He's a run defender. Like that, his bread and butter is a run game. And against the Eagles, you're going to need that. I did like seeing, at once CD and Pickens finally got on the field. It was a nice little duo. It should be a really fun game. And a
It
lot
gets
like you
scary
said,
once they get in a groove. It gets scary pretty quick. George
almost
Pickens was on a mission last night, Dylan. Did you watch? Did you see that? That
No,
dude was
I told you I couldn't.
demon. That dude
I
was
playing the
literally
Raiders,
told
man.
you
Demon.
I couldn't.
He's playing the
I
Raiders.
could not.
It's the
Yeah,
Raiders.
physically couldn't.
You got to play
It
the
is the
Raiders.
Raiders.
It's all right.
Pickens has been like this all year, dog.
It's
Did
the
JJ have,
Raiders.
like,
He's
15
been like
yards?
this all year. It's not just the only time he's done it.
Well,
He's
he's
been
got
like that.
9 thrown him the ball, and we don't know if it's 9 or JJ McCarthy.
When did
Pickens
when
is
did
second in
Vikings
the
get
league in
into this
receiving.
conversation? What happened?
He just
take
said
a shot.
he just literally just said, "What did JJ have?"
Pickens
like,
is
word
second
for
in the
word, word
league
for
in
word.
receiving, so
And he's
averaging
wide
90 a
receiver too
game.
on that team.
He already has more yards than he did all last year with Steelers.
He's on pace for like 1,412 touchdowns.
Imagine
So-
if that was the Steelers wide receiver too this year.
Imagine that. That'd be nuts. Wouldn't that be something?
They could use a guy like that. They should have acquired a guy like that at the deadline.
We
Thank
got
goodness they got
Marquez
that.
Valdez-Scantling, man. We're fine. We're fine. Why are the
Yeah.
lights so bright?
So, I mean,
Right.
the Eagles got Quinyon, but he's overrated, and there's only one of them.
Take it easy.
So
Take it easy on Quinyon. He's fine. That felt like an impartial attack. I'm not going to lie.
the
Why
Eagles'
is he attacking
offensive
me, bro?
line is also now pretty injured.
Dickerson's hurt, isn't he?
Dickerson, I think, is still out, and Lane Johnson is out.
Johnson's the one that got hurt
Or-
last week.
He is. He
Like
is.
4
he
to
can't
6
jump.
weeks.
He can't jump early anymore.
No false starts coming from the right tackle, and their backup might do it. Who knows?
One thing I noticed this past week with the Eagles was after the whole A.J. Brown stuff, what did they do? They forced the ball to A.J. Brown against the Lions.
It still wasn't very
Curious-
good.
No, it was a lot of screens and a lot of
That's what you do when you try to get a wide receiver involved via the playbook. You give them the ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Yep. And that's not A.J. Brown's game, but I'm curious how they're going to deploy those wide receivers this week, Smith and Brown, because
I mean,
I thought
based
the
on
Smiths
it's a good
more.
duo.
based on what we've seen,
It's one of the other.
you would think that they would have no trouble getting open.
You would think
But
they do have no trouble getting open, actually.
okay, they should have no trouble getting the ball.
There you go.
And Smith had
But-
one catch.
But they
Get him the ball more.
they have struggled against better defenses, and maybe even equivalent defenses. It's not like they're playing 85 Bears every week. So the Vikings let them go crazy, but that's the Vikings. So.
That's we.
But against week one against the Cowboys, surprisingly, they were held in
Whatever.
check as well. The thing that killed the Cowboys was the runs, specifically by Hurts, because there was just no spy. But Overshown back on the field, a little spy action, Hurts ain't going nowhere. So we'll see.
Is this a 1 o'clock game or is that a 4:25?
I think it's 4:25.
Yeah, it should be.
We have 4 games in the 4 o'clock slate this week, and that's one of them.
All the others are terrible.
I know.
That's the
We'll
point.
get to those. We'll get to those.
That is the point.
Okay.
And anything else to add? Let's move on to Thursday Night Football then.
Can I update
Bill?
the over-unders first?
Yes.
Okay. I only say that because it's actually kind of a big week. We have 6 teams that could seal their fates in the over-under, which feels like a high number for being week 12. There are 2 teams that are 1 win away from hitting their over. The first of those teams being the Panthers. They have 6 wins. Their line was 6.5. A surprising year they've had. I don't think a lot of people anticipated the success that they were going to have, even in spite of Bryce Young, it feels like. But 2 of those games are against the Falcons, where he turns into Drew Brees Jr. So I'm sure we'll talk about them a little bit more later. And then the other team that is 1 win away is the Broncos. Their line was set at 9.5. They took down the Chiefs last week to get to 9 wins and kind of cemented for the first time, I think, in a while. People actually, saying they haven't played anybody. Well, they beat the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are 5-5, but you gotta beat them, and they did. So
They beat both teams that made the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So those are the 2 teams that are a win away from hitting their overs. We have 4 teams that are in danger of not hitting their overs or being locked into their under. With 7 games remaining, there's 4 teams that are sitting at 6.5 away from their line. Obviously, the Ravens continue to be at win out mode to hit their line of 11.5. But now the Chiefs have joined them, also 11.5 and only 5 wins. So both of those teams with the highest over-under total. The Commanders, their line was 9.5, and they're only sitting at 3 wins. They would have to win out to hit their line. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. And then the Bengals, same thing. 9.5 is their line, only sitting at 3 wins. They would have to win out in order to hit their line. So 4 teams that could be locked into unders this week, and 2 teams with a chance to go over. There's a couple more teams that are just 1 win away from being within a game of locking in their overs, and then there's 1 team that can only lose 1 more time, and that would be the Cardinals before they get locked into that under race. So fun. So no record change. Cam is still in the lead 2-0 for getting the Pats and Colts overs correct.
Sheesh.
A lot that can happen this week.
That's huge. A couple other things I do want to mention. The draft order right now, Tankathon, for anybody that's getting into that mode. Titans currently hold the first overall pick at 1-9. Then the Giants at 2-9, Browns at 2-8, Saints at 2-8, Jets at 2-8, Raiders 2-8, and then I'll just finish up the top 10. Washington at 3-8. The Rams have the Falcons' first round pick.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's about to be a top 10 pick. That is insane that the Rams were able to get that. With the the Falcons being at 3-7 right now, the Bengals at 3-7, and the Cardinals at 3-7. That's your top 10 if the NFL season were to end today for the NFL draft. A
Very
lot of movement still needs to
interesting
happen.
That the top 2 teams would not be quarterback needy teams.
Yep. And that's
That would
kind of
be
where
very
I'm kind of in the
hitting work.
mindset. I know we'll talk Jets, but just like draft strategy right now is if you're a team like the Jets, the Saints, Raiders, maybe
Maybe not the Saints,
Rams possibly. If you're one of those teams, like you don't mind if you win a couple games and don't have a top 3 pick, because then you'll just hope and pray that you're going to have the capital to move up if you want to. If you like a Fernando Mendoza enough or a Ty Simpson enough, and they both declare, or if Ty Simpson declares, if they're eligible and you like them enough, because, like Dylan said, the top 2 teams won't be taking quarterbacks if it stands as it is right now. There'll be a very interesting conversation as we get through the draft season, or get into the draft season later on. But
Saints are going to stick with Shuck. That's my first.
It's a possibility. It will depend on how he plays out the year.
Yeah.
He's kind of like 50-50.
He just nearly threw for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He just had a great game, and he's got a bye week to build on it. So
yeah, there's
obviously
definitely it's a possibility.
Play,
It's definitely a possibility. It's not out of the realm. I could definitely see that happening. But let's get to the Thursday night football game between the Bills and the Texans in Houston. I wasn't sure until we hopped on and Dylan and Drew confirmed that CJ Stroud's going to be out.
That takes all the fun away from this one, unfortunately.
I mean, the Bills are favored 5.5 on the road. And Josh Allen just came off of a 6-touchdown game. And the Bills were able to close that game out against the Bucs. It was back and forth. It looked like the Bucs might be in control. I mean, Josh Allen didn't have a great start. He threw 2 picks, but he ended the day with 6 touchdowns. This Bills team might be here.
Maybe. They're also
I don't know about all that.
The Bills' regular season tends to go this way.
This is true.
A couple of bad losses, huge win, maybe another bad loss. I mean, let's not forget they just got blown out by Miami the week prior.
Keon Coleman healthy scratch.
Yes.
Yes.
That is bad.
It's not a good look. I like Keon Coleman too. I thought he was going to be a good addition.
I think he's a good player. He's not a good off the field player though.
That's what it seems like. All right, so with the Bills, say they make the playoffs. I don't know if they win the division.
Probably not.
And it's not looking good. If they don't win, let's say they don't make it to a Super Bowl, what happens?
McDermott is fired.
Is McDermott fired? I think he is. I think this is. I don't know if he's
been
fired,
on the hot
but
seat for a few seasons
I
as
think
far
they
as
just go
playoff
all
success goes.
I think they go all in.
well, this was
What does
supposed
that
to be
mean?
their all in.
This
Like,
is not
they-
their
they're
all
supposed
in.
to-
Look at their roster. They beefed up the defense, but got nobody on offense. How is that all in any way,
They've been
shape, or form?
supposedly all in for the last 2-3 years.
I mean, when you have a franchise quarterback, you're always all in. I think is a weird. It's tough. I've been one that said their Super Bowl window is closed for the past couple of years, given the aging defense. So they did add to the said defense. The Bills are the anti-Bengals, and I say that in the sense of they have a MVP caliber quarterback, and they aren't giving him more weapons like the Bengals are. The Bengals have an offensive head coach and an MVP quarterback, and they still get weapons on offense, and their defense is trash and they can't win any games. The Bills' offensive strategy is, okay, Josh Allen and James Cook are going to win us the game on offense. Let's go beef up the defense. I mean, I can kind of agree with that. If you have an offensive head coach, you have a good running back, and you have a top 3 quarterback in the league, you shouldn't have to get that many more weapons on offense. Not to say none, but that should be a good mix.
It just feels like we're pretty close to a mutual parting of ways. Like, if
I said
McDermott
that a couple years ago about Josh Allen.
That is true.
You
You
bring
did
back
say that
Daboll.
Josh Allen will not. I would consider it.
Bring back Dable.
I'd consider it.
That's crazy.
I think if they were to let go of McDermott, it would have to be for an offensive guy.
Would it? I don't know.
You would think. I don't know what.
I don't know, man. It's
a weird spot.
If McDermott makes the playoffs and they win a game and they go to the divisional round, like, you're firing your head coach. I don't.
The Broncos did it. The Broncos did it with Manning, where they fired John Fox because actually he lost the Super Bowl.
I mean, it depends on if they want to be the Steelers or not. Like,
Yeah,
Yep. It's getting really close
I
to
have
that
a
how many
unique
times can you make it
perspective about
before you
this.
got to win something?
I have a unique
Yeah.
perspective on this.
Just because when you're making it to the playoffs this often, and you have a franchise quarterback, and you have Super Bowl expectations every year. Like Marvin Lewis was a good coach for the Bengals, couldn't get over that hump in the playoffs, and after a while, it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, well, we got to cut bait.
I mean, they also were going through some other issues, but yeah, that's
Right, but-
I get it. I mean, the Bills have never won a Super Bowl, so I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think you have to maximize your window with Josh Allen, and if you don't think Sean McDermott lines up with that anymore, you got to do something.
It just you gotta have a guy to replace him. You
But
can't just
you have to nail it.
Yeah, that's
mean-
a big call. And I mean, it could be
Let
like
me-
when the Eagles split with Andy Reid. But
Let me say this. If there was going to be a year that the Bills to do it, you do it now because you don't have to run into Patrick Mahomes potentially. You have to do it this year, so you have to get hot.
Win the
Because
Super Bowl? Yeah.
who's the one person? Or yes, but who is the one person that has stopped you almost every single time? It's the
Yep.
Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes.
I think that's
Drake
why the
May.
conversation. Shut up. I think that's why the conversation's been so.
Don't start.
It's
You're gonna
starting
make
to
me emotional.
it's starting to pick up a little bit, like the Sean McDermott stuff, because you're right, Cam. This is the opportunity. The Chiefs are down. They've been.
the AFC's wide open, man. It is wide
I
open.
mean,
And this
if
is-
the Chiefs and the Ravens are on the verge of not making the playoffs. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I
the
mean,
Bills
right now,
should be the
This
team.
is the year for the Bills. It should be.
but they're not even winning their division. So how
I
can
know.
we say that? How can we say that?
But like, if you're looking at it, like you have
Because
Josh
if you're
Allen,
looking
like
at
if
it
you're
from years prior, which you have to,
And
From an
then
organizational
I mean,
standpoint,
prior
because-
years mean nothing in the current year.
all they have to do is get in. That's what they have to do.
that's every team.
I mean,
just get in and
if the season ended today, they would go on the road and play the Steelers in the first round. That's a dub.
Dub.
I mean, we're not worried about that.
Okay.
Then they would your other teams that are likely going to win their games are probably Broncos, Patriots, Colts. That's your 1, 2, 3 seed. They're all probably moving on. So they're going on the road to one of those teams. And then they're going to go on the road in the AFC Championship to one of those teams. Maybe it's Foxborough, maybe it's not. I mean, yeah, if there's ever a year to win in the AFC, it's this year because there's no Ravens, there's no Chiefs, there's no Joe Burrow, there's none of that. But you got the Patriots sitting at 9-2, and the Broncos sitting at 9-2, and the Colts sitting at 8-2. I mean,
it's a weird year. It's like 2011.
and then you got the Steelers in the 4th seed, and yeah, it's who knows if they're going to make it or not. But they're the only team that's beat the Broncos and the Patriots this year. They've beat the 1 and 2 seed in the AFC, and they've lost to all the bad teams. So it's like
That's why the NFL's crazy. It's not as simple as college football as like, oh, you lost to a bad college team. Well, you absolutely suck. It's not that simple because these are the best. This is the top 1% of players who play the sport. Like, there's going to be weeks where teams just have better weeks. It just happens. It's
anyway,
crazy.
it'll be really a good year to watch the playoffs as an NFL fan, I think.
It should be.
Because
It
you're
should
not
be.
just going to run into a Chiefs-Bills AFC Championship game as we sit here today.
It doesn't look like it, but you never know. I mean, we're a week away from Thanksgiving. Like, this is getting into that stretch of like, all right, make or break. One of those teams that definitely they are on the edge. We're already talking about them a little bit. The Ravens. They host the Jets this week. Ravens struggled, I would say, against the Browns.
They did, in fact, do. They do.
Lamar didn't look
Man.
that good.
What team doesn't struggle against that defense?
The Steelers did not struggle against that defense this year.
I mean,
Okay, what
to be-
non-divisional opponent struggles against
Okay,
that
The
defense?
Jets,
now we're
the-
getting
The Jets'
specific.
offensive line held Myles Garrett to 1 sack, and that 1 sack was created by Justin Fields holding onto the ball way too long.
The Lions beat them 34-10. The Ravens beat them earlier this year, 41.
I would just like to shout out Fashanu and Membu for, keeping Myles Garrett in check.
I mean,
So-
even in that Lions game,
The
the Browns
Patriots put up
defense played
32
decent.
in the Lions game.
It's
Yes,
the Patriot. I
Oh,
thought.
in the Patriots game where they put up 32.
there's okay. Let me just say this: there's a fine line of keeping your offense on the field that allows the defense to do better, aka Ohio State, aka Minnesota. There is that very, very fine line when your offense cannot do anything. It puts a lot more pressure on the defense, and there is that factor of, they're humans. You lose interest, and there gets to a point where you really don't care. You're trying to stat pad, and then you do things that you don't usually do in a close game.
I hope
You're going
these
for your
guys care. They're
contract.
getting paid millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Well, they get more
the
millions if
Ravens-
they get certain
Ravens
stats.
suck.
The
They
Ravens,
do, but they're going to win.
That's
Lamar
true.
has not played well since that Chiefs game. I think it was the Chiefs game he got hurt in.
What do you think the Ravens are favored by in this game at home against the Jets? On FanDuel.
5.5.
13 and a half.
Cam,
Let's say 8.
13 and a half.
Ooh, let's go. All right.
Crazy.
It's crazy, actually. It's like you
Yeah,
knew it.
no, I mean, it's the Jets. I mean, let's not kid ourselves.
No, the Jets are going to Tyrod Taylor this week, and they'll be. I think it's tough, but you have to evaluate. You're at a point where you have to evaluate their other players, and Justin
Tyrod
Fields.
Taylor revenge game. You're fine.
Yeah, Justin Fields doesn't give you the best chance to evaluate your other young wide receivers because he's not pushing the ball down. He's not throwing the ball.
Can't believe you broke him, man. It's crazy.
Broke him, he was already broken. He was.
No, he was not broken in Pittsburgh.
Just because he
was in a
won 4
perfect
games
situation.
doesn't mean he was that good in those.
He won.
He won 4 games, but Zach Wilson also won like 4 or 5 games, and when he was like
what,
4
over
and
like
2.
the span
5
of
and
4
2.
years? Or
No, go check out 2022, 22.
I will not. But I'll take your word for it.
He was like 4 and 2, 5 and 2, but it was a lot of Brees Hall and him just barely doing enough. So that's why QB wins isn't a stat. Justin Fields just hasn't been good this year. He's not throwing the ball. He doesn't have confidence, and he doesn't read defenses all that well, which is something that has always been the case for the most part. He's a one-read guy. It's time to put Tyrod in, and I think we're pretty close to seeing another quarterback, Brady Cook, the rookie out of Missouri, coming in at some point. It's a lost season, but what I'm looking for from the Jets is coaching. I want to see, are you competing? Are you making the right calls to go for it, when to kick it, either field goal, punt? I want to see Aaron Glenn get better at his job. I want to see Tanner Engstrand get more creative with the offensive play calling. And then I want to see the young guys. How are they playing? I want to see how the offensive line continues to play with our 2 bookend tackles. If Brees Hall is going to be here for another year or 2, I like him to be. I want to see him get unleashed. You have a couple young receivers that you traded for, and John Mechie and A.D. Mitchell. Get them involved. Like, it's an evaluation season. This is a year 0 for this regime. I take nothing away. If you win a couple games, cool. That's cool for morality. That's cool for,
bad for draft stock.
Yeah, but that's kind of why I was mentioning earlier. Nobody has the capital like the Jets do to move up for a quarterback if they so desperately want to do so. Nobody. So
Sure.
if
The Browns kind of do,
Titans-
actually.
do they?
Yes.
We have 5 first-round draft picks in this year and next year combined. Plus 2 twos, 3 twos this year.
The Browns have a decent amount because they
They
traded.
just have 2.
Hold on. Maybe it's 2027.
They have the Jaguars first-round pick.
Yeah, they got 2 this year, so not quite as much as the Jets do.
So I'm just looking to. I don't have expectations. I don't care if we win or lose. I've watched enough losses. I've cheered for enough losses to not care. I'm not going to continue cheering for losses. Whatever happens, happens. From the Ravens' standpoint, this is a get-right game. You just played a terrible game against the Browns. You almost let a fifth-round rookie quarterback beat you. You came pretty close to that. This has got to be your get-right game. I mean, it came down to a fake push from Mark Andrews. to win that.
Unfair play, competitive imbalance.
It's
But
about
yeah,
the
It
fan.
is. Those fake tush pushes are impossible unless the dude trips.
Yep.
Because the way you have to even try to defend it makes trying to do anything else impossible.
yeah.
Yep. So I just look at this as a get right game for the Ravens, and we'll see what if the Jets even get off the bus. If the Jets get off the bus, that's a win. Because I've seen a lot of games over the years where they just give up.
You're going to win. You will get off the bus.
Yeah.
Technically.
It would be really bad if you did not get off the bus.
Physically, they'll get off the bus, but mentally, they might still be in Florida Park.
I think that's already enough Jets talk for this week and probably next week combined. So.
Our Ravens.
I don't like the Ravens.
Okay.
They're going to win the division. It's going to really piss me off.
There's no way. There's no way.
If there's a way.
There's no way.
No way.
They win the division? They don't win?
Yeah.
They're going to. I promise.
There's no way.
I promise.
You're talking yourself into that. You will face the Bills at home in a playoff game and like it.
I would like it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Man.
It's going to happen. That's hilarious. It's like the most Steelers thing ever.
I really need the Chargers to do a lot and get that 5 seed because I would love to play the Chargers at home. We would smash the Chargers at home if we played.
But you already lost. Oh yeah, that was in LA. All right, let's talk about the Steelers. Steelers heading out to Chicago, and Chicago's on a roll. They are number 1 in the
2022 Vikings.
Sure are.
That's what they are.
Everything's always the Vikings.
No,
What's their point differential?
It's common knowledge. They're winning almost every game, super close, and they're getting lucky. That's what it is.
They have beat some not so good teams.
They have. Absolutely.
So they just beat the Vikings in 9. Then they barely beat the Giants. Then they barely beat the Bengals, and then they got crushed by the Ravens and their backup quarterback. Then they barely beat the Saints. They barely beat the Commanders. They barely beat the Raiders. They kind of whooped on the Cowboys. Got crushed by the Lions. Lost to the Vikings in Week 1. So
it's a feel-good year for Chicago.
Ben Johnson said it the best. He said playoffs aren't even in their realm of expectations right now, and it's about player development and evaluations for next year. And he's the head coach of a first-place team, and he's saying that in Week 12. He knows that they're not supposed to be here right now, and that record's kind of an anomaly. Now, going into this game, I will say the Bears are favored. I think there's a little bit of a matchup issue that could give the Steelers some fits. We'll see. I think the Steelers defense should do well against the Bears offense, but Caleb Williams just has that bit of escapability.
Yeah, I mean, if you can
very
stack on the
talented arm, all that stuff.
Got a little Houdini to him.
Yeah, he does. And so, there's always going to be that element of playmaking.
Little Mahomie.
Yeah. That element's going to be there. They have a really good rushing attack.
Dylan Raiola wishes he was Caleb Williams.
I'll keep going, though. They have a really good rushing attack with Manungai and DeAndre Swift, kind of a 1-2 punch there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, they're decent. Gap's sound, got some good players at safety, some linebackers. So I expect this game to be ugly. Don't know if Rodgers is going to play yet. Sounds like it's 50-50. If I were to guess and be a betting man, I would say he's going to play. I mean, it's at Chicago. Just feels like that's going to be a deciding factor, even though Tomlin said
he was talking about playing in Chicago before he even signed with the Steelers.
Exactly.
He had that circled on his calendar.
He went out of his way to mention that there's a team that does play in Chicago this year. So I think he'll play. Is that a good thing or not? I don't really know at this point in time. The offense sure seemed to look a lot better when Mason went in there, but Mason really only played 2 drives, so I really don't know. Jaylen Warren is questionable right now with an ankle. That'll be really important. But the defense has looked much improved the last couple of weeks. They moved Jalen Ramsey to safety. That has completely revolutionized the back end. The safeties we had prior to that were not good. And and Kyle Duggar has been very, very good in his first couple of games. So it should be a good game. I'll be watching, of course. And Steelers really need to win it, though, if they want to maintain this division that they're trying to win. If they lose this game, I do not see them. I don't see the map to how they win the division. This is one of the Steelers basically got to finish with 10 wins, and this is definitely one of those games that gets you to 10 wins. Otherwise, if you don't win this game, you're going to have to beat the Lions or the Bills, and I don't see either of those things happening. Maybe the Lions, now that Jared Goff looked like he had a spaghetti noodle on his arm, on his shoulder. On the Caleb Williams watch real quick, after a not so good game in which he still did beat the Minnesota Vikings, he threw for less than 200 yards, so his yards per game is now sitting at 232.9 with 2,329 yards through 10 games. That puts him on pace for 3,953, so he is back below pace. The pace you need to have through a full season is 235 yards a game, so he's below that. He needs to average 238 yards a game the rest of the way to get to 4,000 yards.
Quick
Thanks
maths.
for that update.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned this last week with the Bears. Like, yeah, a lot of teams that they beat, not really good teams. But when you are trying to establish a winning culture, the best way to create a winning culture is to win games.
That makes sense. That checks out.
The Eagles, yeah, they got a lot of crap when Sirianni came in. It's like, yeah, they're just beating fraudulent teams. They're barely winning these games. Say what you want about them now. They've won a Super Bowl and they've been to 2 with Sirianni. I'd take that. You need to
about
win
the Eagles right now?
because you have to build that ego, or that you have to build that winning culture. It doesn't matter how you do it. Just continue to stack wins. Find ways to win, and that's the best way to. You have to learn how to win. It's a lot easier to learn how to lose. You have to
Vikings
learn how
won
to win.
13 games
win
last year.
consistently in the
How are they
NFL.
doing now? Disregard your point a
Because
little bit.
Everything is the Vikings.
The Vikings are an anomaly to all this because they
The
don't.
quarterback you got rid
I'm
of
just
has 7 wins.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have kept your quarterback,
Sam Darnold learned how
you
to
would've
win.
been
Sam
fine.
Darnold learned how to win.
He took the winning with him, I guess. That was happening.
I saw
we'll see
something
his first round
with
next
the
week.
Vikings. Just real quick. What the Vikings need to do is they need to cut J.J. McCarthy and then re-sign a former first-round bust at quarterback, and then he'll be
Need
good.
to cut
Could they
JJ
just
gotta
McCarthy
cut
and
re-sign
sign
J.J.
that.
McCarthy at that point? Could...
That's what I'm
If
saying.
you,
Like,
I'd
if
cut
you want to
9.
cut 9,
you
I think
got to
wanna
cut 9
and
then
J.J.
sign 9
McCarthy.
back as
I don't
a
know.
first-round bust.
Give
Nine's
him a
won
different
play,
number,
or
man.
9 has won
Just
games.
change his
JJ has
jersey.
not.
No, I think you got that wrong, man. You got that backwards. 9
9
sucks.
has appeared.
9 is
has
terrible.
appeared
They both
against
suck.
Chicago
They both suck.
and Detroit.
Just fake tough
He
guy.
didn't even
It's
show up against
insane.
Detroit. It was statistically speaking, that was not a good game.
No,
Anyway,
he
I
doesn't
love
have any
the
We're not
games.
talking
He's
about
back
the
in
Vikings
Michigan.
We're not talking about them.
We're
yet.
not talking about
Get
the
to-
Vikings.
No, I'm already getting myself
Even
amped
though we've
up.
been talking about them all
I'm already
time.
getting myself amped up because the Patriots are on next. In Cincinnati. I went to sidelines with Brady
Drake
Long,
may come back.
who's a subscriber to the pod. We watched the first half of that Patriots-Jets Thursday Night Football game, and it was tough. I do not enjoy Drake May at all. That's
At least you had
the
some
extent I
foul
wanna
balls, though.
They're really good.
Yeah, Patriots are good as bullshit.
They're going to crush the Bengals. The Bengals will be locked into the under. That's about it.
What's he?
Zach Taylor should be getting fired soon, is what the vibe is down here in Cincinnatieville. A lot of people are unhappy.
They've been unhappy.
A lot of people are, yeah. I mean, they're like, I'm all over Cincy Twitter for the Reds, and those same people are also Bengals Twitter people, and they are fed up. They want to fire the GM, but the GM has actually been with the Bengals for like 20 years.
He's
Not
not
sure if
really. I
y'all
don't
knew
think he's
that.
technically a GM. Like, I don't
Well,
think GM's his title. I think it's.
He is the GM, but he's basically a puppet for Mike Brown, is the vibe I'm getting. Like, the owner just basically tells him what to do, and he does it. So he either spends money or he doesn't, so to speak. And Zach Taylor, Just routinely underperforming as a head coach. All those things I said about having an MVP quarterback, all of those weapons on the offensive side. He is an offensive head coach, and they have routinely underperformed in his tenure, except for the 1 year when they went to the Super Bowl.
When is his
Everything else
contract up?
It sounds like
great question.
Joe Burrow needs to just stay healthy for him.
Cheap owners do not fire coaches.
Nope. That's the Cowboys are a prime example of that.
He is signed through the 2026 season.
So a year early. I
So a
can see
year
them getting
early.
out of that.
Might
need
be able
to.
to do that.
They need to if they want to go anywhere. I mean, he's just not it. The team, you can just watch them when the Bengals play. You can tell there's not a good leadership role there at head coach.
They're not well coached at all.
They're not well coached. The defense is the only defense that's even in that conversation being worse than the Cowboys this year. And at this point in time, they probably are. So it's embarrassing what they're doing on defense.
If you want to look at how bad the Bengals are, just go look at Justin Fields' last couple games. It's 60 yards, 70 yards, and then his Bengals game. I think he had over 200 yards.
Yeah, so the defensive DVOEA, that stat,
DVOA.
Defensive value, something. They're 7th worst ever. Not just in the last 10 years. They're 7th worst ever. Or they might even be top 5 worst all time now in that stat. They are just an all-time terrible defense. They got 2 rookies at linebacker that are ranked last and second to last in PFF. Not that PFF's gospel, but that's not good either. Trey Hendrickson doesn't play anymore because he's hurt and doesn't want to. Jamar Stewart
sucks.
He's hurt and doesn't want to play either. He sucks anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Who knew that drafting a pass rusher that only had 4
their
career
DBs
sacks
wouldn't start
bad.
anywhere else, maybe not even in Dallas. So it's it's bad. It's real bad. And you got Joe Flacco out there doing his best, trying to throw the ball to his wide receivers, and his wide receivers are too busy spitting on people. So, it is what it is. Not
Crazy.
good.
It's tough.
Not
It's
good
tough for a lot of my fantasy teams.
Yeah.
I
Not good
am-
in Cincy town.
No, and it's not. This Patriots offense is going to tear them apart. Travion Henderson's finally getting the ball too.
It's gonna be ugly.
It's going to be great for my fantasy because I realized last week I'm going to start Travion Henderson.
Good idea.
It was a really good move. He had 3 touchdowns. He had a hat trick.
He's gonna have more.
I could see him having a hat trick and then possibly some this week against the Bengals if they continue to feed him like that. Because it's going to get to a point where halftime they're up 28-0 and they're just all right, well, we'll run the ball, and Travion's going to get in the end zone again.
Or they're gonna put in whatever that backup is.
Yeah.
Whoever that 4th-string was that was getting the ball to. Either way, bad time to be a Bengals fan because they don't even know what's next. Joe's going to come back, but then they're still going to have one of the worst defenses ever. And it's not like they haven't tried.
I
on
don't
defense.
if you're Joe Burrow, would you come back?
I mean, if you're healthy, you're the starting quarterback. I mean, that's your job regardless. But what's interesting about the Bengals is how bad their defense is, and people say they don't add to it. But their 1st and 2nd round draft pick has been defense the last 3 years.
They're just.
And
I
it's still
think
bad.
I sent that, didn't I? Where it was
I think
their
you
last.
did. Yeah.
Their last couple draft picks.
Their free agents and their money goes to the offensive side of the ball, but their draft capital the last 5 years has gone to the defense, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
That's coaching.
It's
And
coaching.
GM
It's also. So Duke Tobin, if you look up his Wikipedia, he is the director of player personnel and de facto general manager. He played in arena football, for anybody that's wondering.
Wow.
Yeah, they need to change some stuff up there in Cincy, but Mike Brown's he's way too cheap to do anything.
Yep.
All right.
Why did Cam send a message in the chat?
Hi, Cam.
What's up, Drew?
All right, next game. Giants-Lions. Lions looked awful last week. It was just one of those days for the Lions. It was bad at the office, and I get going for it because that's your bread and butter. It's like Sirianni continuing to do the tush push. It's your bread and butter. Even when you fail, it's coaches are stubborn. Like, we're going to get this at some point. And when it's worked so often, it's just ingrained in your soul that it's going to work at some point, and it didn't going for it as often as they did.
Campbell's not an OC. He's a rah-rah guy. I've been saying it for years. That's why he had Ben Johnson.
I actually didn't.
He had one decent game.
I didn't think his offensive play calling. I didn't think his play calling was that bad, if we're being honest.
Jared Goff was awful.
It's not.
I don't want us to
not only
forget
about
that.
play calling. It's about decision making too. If you kick those field goals that you were given or had the chance to, you potentially have a chance to go down and win that game because you put more pressure on the Eagles.
It was also very hard to kick field goals in that game.
Yeah.
The kicker
Kicking
missed one
field
by
goals
about
wasn't going to
20
be
feet.
much of an option, and I don't think those turnovers, like early on, resulted in. I mean, there's only 16 total points from the Eagles.
I just don't see a world where they were going to win that game with how Jared Goff was playing. Plain and
No.
simple.
That was, say what you want about Dan
Jared
Campbell and him going for it as often as he did. I didn't think his play calling was that bad. I thought he's been doing okay as an OC. Like, he had a couple well
Still don't
drawn
love
up
Dan
plays.
Campbell as a coach, but
I like Dan Campbell as a coach. I like the CEO style guys, and I've made that clear. But even as a play caller, I thought he was fine. It was just Jared Goff. It was a terrible,
It wasn't
terrible
just Jared
Goff.
Goff either. Like, Amon-Ra was not very good as well. So, but obviously Goff was extremely bad. And I've said before, if they had, like, Goff has been all right for them. Obviously, they went to an NFC Championship game, made the playoffs last year, whatever. If they had a real quarterback, because Goff is fine. Like, he'll have some good games. He can't move. He can throw decently well, but he's not spectacular. And then you'll have games like this. But if they had a real quarterback, they would be scary. Someone like Matthew Stafford would be very good on the Lions.
they also
But
wouldn't have all those players if they still
He
had.
also would not have other players. All right, but if he was on the Lions right now, after the fact, they would be pretty good.
That would be
So-
something he should probably try to do.
I know they're giving Goff a decent amount of money. Obviously, they're winning. They're winning too many games to be in the position to ever draft someone, at least anytime soon. But they gotta start having some sort of plan, right? Because Goff is not going to be the guy.
I think what you have to do is do the Bill Parcells thing and just start drafting a quarterback every year and just seeing like if you eventually hit one on the head. It doesn't matter where you draft it, anywhere between rounds 1 and 7. Just
Goff is 31. So he is he's on that other side, and I don't think it's too soon to start thinking about a replacement.
No. I don't think
I mean, they have, they drafted Hendon Hooker, and I don't know if they've drafted anyone last year, but they've made at least some sort of
No, unfortunately,
attempts.
the contract he's on does go through 2028, and it's rather expensive.
Yeah.
Oof.
But
Making 53 mil through 28.
at least he's starting and making that money on Kirk Cousins is starting now, but it could be worse.
Hey, Kirk Cousins is QB1, so
Yeah.
money well spent.
On the other side of this game, the Giants did have a chance to win this game if Jalen Hyatt wasn't a total bum
That was so
and
bad.
didn't give up. And
Know your routes,
Like-
big man.
it felt like Jameis was. I don't even know if it was knowing the
What?
routes. It was Hyatt was just
He just lollygagged.
didn't want to be there.
He lollygagged. There's no other. He jogged.
Well-
Didn't finish the route.
There was
Jameis
a
trusted him, and he should.
veteran quarterback that made the point that it looked like a obvious bench concept, which is deep corner and a short either out or a hitch, and Hyatt ran the wrong route because of where Jameis threw it on that final interception.
I don't know.
He didn't run a route like
That's the thing. He didn't run.
he stopped.
That's the point. He didn't
It's not-
finish his route, which should
I
have
get what
been a
you're
corner.
getting
He
at.
ran a
Like,
streak.
I get.
There's a difference there. There's
He didn't
running a streak
run
and
around
not
at
thinking
all.
you're
We're saying
getting
the
the
same
ball.
thing. We're saying
Yeah.
the same thing. He
There's
was not
running
where
a
he should have been.
streak.
And the
I'm
ball
not
was
putting that-
thrown. And He didn't run a streak.
I'm not saying he jogged. He didn't run a route. He
Yeah, I'm putting it more on the effort. It was a lack of effort. It was bad for a young wide receiver.
That's like 5 loafs in one play from Jalen Hyatt on that type of effort.
I think about the video from his pro day. The Cowboys wide receiver coach at the time called him, a one-trick pony, basically. He's like, we know what you are. He's like, what's that? Oh, I can run routes. And then he proceeded to be awful. So we clocked him. We knew exactly what he was. And he's still that. So.
Holy Hiroshima over there.
That's why he wasn't. It's fine. It's fine.
The second one was Nagasaki.
That's
all
right.
That's enough of those jokes. That kind of runs out after 2.
Working on the Manhattan Project over there.
We're all done now.
Oh my God! Again,
dude. It's because I'm
Oppenheimer.
I'm searching. Where did Cam go?
Cam.
Giants are bad, but they are also playing not bad. Like, if you look at the roster, and part of what the analysis is for Dart is their wide receivers are pretty bad. With no neighbors.
Wando Robinson's your number 1.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're doing pretty well for the supporting cast that they have. Obviously no Scattaboo. So they're missing a lot of weapons, but they're still competitive.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter soft benching, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another bad off the field. Okay.
Or that's discipline, slipped through some meetings. So.
Yeah. I heard he slept in meetings and avoided walkthrough or didn't go to walkthrough. It's not a good look. That's a bad cultural thing. Like when rookies are doing that.
Hey, he's back. Welcome back, Cam.
What's Cam?
The Cam. Anyway,
I'm gonna get that on a T-shirt, and it's just gonna be Cam.
It'll say the Cam over a black square. Anyway, I think that's enough of the Giants, to be honest.
Good timing, Cam, because we're on to the Vikings-Packers.
Yeah, who cares?
Oh, come on.
Season's over.
You're not allowed to do that. You've been giving me shit for the way I talk about my team for years.
No,
you are not allowed to do that.
I've seen my team play to what they can be and what they're not, and they're not playing to what they can be.
This is true.
Because 9
it's the season. Yeah, the season is over because of 9. And
I mean,
I can be called a Michigan hater, a Michigan. No, stop. I can be called a homer. Blah blah blah. We should have beat the Ravens. We should have beat the Bears, and we should have been in contest with the Falcons to the point where we could have won, and not have to throw every single play.
This is true.
He is underperforming for somebody who watched every single game the year prior, who studied, who had a headset on, who knows what to do. You learn from Sam Darnold. You have Carson Wentz. You've had veterans. This season is strictly on J.J. McCarthy. That is what this season is on, and I would like to believe it's a pressure thing. This is not something he's ever dealt with. And then you take the off-field stuff that he's going through, as in being a dad, new dad. That's fantastic.
Tyreek Hill has kids.
Tyreek Hill has been a new dad a bunch of times.
Philip Rivers had how many kids? Antonio Cromartie had 11 and was still.
Keep going, Cam. Keep going.
It's his first kid. It's his first kid.
Get that shit out of here.
And then he also got injured. Here's a stat for you. I think if I get this right, I think it's 25 out of 29 potential games he has played it. Something around there. Another thing is the injuries for him.
What about the 25 games, or is that the stat?
That's the stat.
He
can't stay healthy, and that's part of his issue. You want to get better, you get on-field reps. Sure, go ahead, start him the rest of the season, but I would like to see Max Brosmer and see what he can do because Vikings, the
He's going to be
Vikings
Tim
fan,
Boyle.
the Vikings fan base, and I kind of agree with this. We have not seen improvement. We've seen what he can do, and that's all he can do. You're not doing good. Maybe we need to make the tempo a little bit more. But
I will
JJ
say,
is not doing what we expected him to do, and it's incredibly frustrating with someone who has had so much support from this fan base since he's gotten drafted. Not me. It took me about a year to
I
support
will
him,
say
but
this.
he is not doing well. And you know what? Sure, you can lead a drive at the end of the game, but you know you wouldn't have to do that if you would be competent throughout the
I will
game.
say this.
That's
I
what
will
you
say
guys get
this.
for having expectations.
I will say this. The Vikings fan base
Hey,
has
Dylan, hold on.
given. You muted yourself. Didn't hear that.
How do I do that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I will
When
say
he's-
this, man. I will just let me just talk
My
for a
bad.
second. The
No.
Vikings fandom has put unrealistic expectations on JJ McCarthy.
What are you
And
talking about? No, we have not.
let me
We
finish.
expect him to just to play competent, which means don't have three and
I'm not
outs
getting
and don't
finished,
overthrow.
sorry.
No, you're
I'm
not
not
because you're
finished,
wrong in this
sorry.
situation, and it's
Okay,
time for
sure.
you to be quiet.
Listen, this kid
You
is
can't
22.
overthrow 7
He's
guys
22, Cam. He's
in a
played
game.
5
You
games.
You can't
played
overthrow
5
guys
games.
on simple out routes when you've been doing it all preseason and they were on dimes, and then now you decide to shit the bed because you're in a situation where it's not scripted, it's in-game reps, and you are shitting the bed. That is what he is doing. There's no excuse. There's no excuse for JJ.
Good thing you didn't
He's
have
given
rookie Peyton
everything.
Manning.
His
Good thing you didn't have
offensive
rookie
line
Peyton
had the
Manning.
best game
Yeah.
of their careers.
You would
The
run rookie
offensive line
Peyton
had the
Manning out
best
of
game
town.
of their careers
Yeah.
last game, and you still
that's
shit the
crazy.
bed on overthrows. You had a
That's
couple
crazy.
drops, a lot of drops, but you overthrew simple routes that would have kept the drive alive. Do you know how, Dylan? Go ahead, tell me the time of possession for the Vikings. Search it.
Man, I don't got that. I
No,
don't got
search
that
it,
on my-
Mister. Search it up. Go ahead and search it.
Search it up. What?
Go ahead. I know. I'm telling you, search it because it's absurd. It is absurd.
Against the Bears.
Against the Bears, yes.
23 minutes.
Compared to
What do you mean? It's simple math. You should know what the other team
compared
has.
to say it.
The Bears. 36.
Yes, 36.
There are 60 minutes in a football
Why
game.
is that?
so
Because
it's
JJ decided to have incompletions on third downs on overthrows. There's got to be a time where you wake up, you realize that you were an NFL paid athlete, you had a year to learn. Mahomes had a year to learn. There's no excuses for him anymore. It's either put up or shut up and find a different quarterback. I'm not giving you 4 years after we've had 13 win seasons, 11 win seasons. But here's the thing. If he makes it
We
next
didn't make
year,
the
it's the
playoffs 2
Vikings
years
mantra.
ago.
Yes, we make it, we don't make it. We make it, we don't make it.
You are giving up on a quarterback that's 22 years old and he's played 5 games in his career. Like,
Yes.
if you had rookie Peyton Manning, you would have given up this attitude. You would have gave up on rookie Peyton Manning. I'm not calling
I
J.J.
don't
McCarthy
think-
Peyton Manning, but that's what you're saying right now.
I don't think it's giving up. It's more being incredibly frustrated. Saying we
You
need-
just-
we-
when you just
we-
said that guy's got to go. What do you mean it's not giving up?
You have
You
to
just said
either.
he's
I
gotta
said
go,
you.
put in
I
Max
said
Brosnan and
you
move on.
got it. I said you got to put up or shut up. This is like you are on your last straw because time does not wait in the NFL.
5 starts and he's on his last straw.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
a crazy concept, man.
He's 22.
You've never been down in the trenches with us and Zach Wilson. Tell you
5
that.
starts at how many games? That could have been potential starts. Should have been
That, I
potential
mean,
starts.
that part doesn't matter. I mean, he's been injured,
it-
yeah, and that's a thing. But you're You're
If he's not
complaining
injured,
about what
Sam
he's doing
doesn't
on
start.
the field, and he's only played 5 games. You're complaining about what he does on the field. He's only been on the field 5 times. That's not a good chance. So
We won't
It's
talk
different
about
for the
Packers
Vikings,
at all.
though, because they're not rebuilding.
no, they're
They
not.
don't have the
Thank you.
luxury of time.
They should. I mean, they should have brought in another vet if
They
that's
also had
what.
2 quarterbacks on the roster last year who will
They
now
did.
look good.
It did, and he's on
Yeah.
IR. And has also kind of shit the bed, but still played better than JJ.
Yeah, no, Carson Wentz
Jeez.
Like
wasn't
10
the
times
answer.
different.
So Packers are 6.5-point favorites in this game at home.
Yeah, it should
in-
be 12.
in Lambeau. 12's a high line. Pretty.
That's not a
It's
lot
not
of
like the Packers
defense.
been.
I mean, the
Very good
Packers
either.
barely beat
Jordan Love
the
sucks.
Giants.
Let's not forget that part. Jordan Love is
Yeah.
not good.
Love a shit.
Yes.
That playoff game against the Cowboys got him $55 million a year.
It did.
That's
It did,
crazy.
'cause he did not play well that entire season. Leading. I mean,
He should send
Until
a thank you
Toyota
card
Well,
to Dan
well.
Quinn
Well,
every year.
played
the
against the
playoff
Steelers
game
that same
and
season.
Toyota
He
thon.
sucked.
and Toyota thon.
It's true.
I think
Anyways,
that's enough of
let's
that game.
roll through a lot of these games because we're at
Colts-
an hour already.
We are Colts Chiefs. This probably will be the last one that we spend any time on, I'd imagine. Chiefs, you are running out of time. We said this last week. Cam mentioned this last week about the Chiefs getting buried. We are starting to. If they lose to the Colts, that
You're in the
dirt is
grave.
getting tucked in. Like you are pounding that dirt into that grave, and they're not coming back up. Unless you have like an Ed Gein situation where you come in and unbury it. Yeah. But the Chiefs are pretty close to being done. And it does... There's going to be a lot of questions on like how many more seasons does Andy Reid coach. Travis Kelce, I think we all know this is probably his last year. So then if Andy Reid's gone, hypothetically, I don't know if he is. Kelsey's gone. Mahomes is going to be standing in the room like Will in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at the end. Like, where'd everybody go?
Yeah, but he's still Mahomes, so he'll be fine.
It's going to be a very interesting situation. It could be a one-year rebuild or retool type deal where they realize, oh shit, maybe we aren't invincible, so they kind of go all in this offseason and actually add some weapons. But
Maybe.
also, hats off to the Broncos for having a defense good enough. I don't know if Bo Nix is legit, but he's doing just enough.
We talk
I
about
don't
the
think-
Colts.
And then on the flip side, the Colts.
This will be a good litmus test for the Colts, I think. You know?
For both teams, I think.
Yeah.
If the
Good,
Colts lose, it's like, all right, maybe they aren't for real. If the Chiefs lose, it's like, all right, you're done.
Yeah. Chiefs would have 6 losses. I mean, they're not done. If they were to win out, they're probably in
No.
with only 6 losses. But, you know, you're 5-6. What are the odds you're winning out? Not 0, but you've
And
lost
what
the
you
majority
needed
of
last
happens.
week, was for the Jaguars to lose. I thought they kind of needed the Jaguars to lose because it's then, assuming the Chiefs won, the Jaguars don't look like they're going to lose as many games as I thought they would. Like they're kind of well coached. So who's the odd team out? Are you going to beat the Chargers? Are you going to have more wins than the Chargers? I think a lot of us expect the Ravens to make a push.
One of
They're
those
currently-
teams will not be in, the Chiefs or the Ravens. One of those teams will not make it.
So the probability right now on NFL.com, Chiefs have a 51% chance of making the playoffs. Ravens have a 77% chance.
But that 51% chance is lower than the other 7 teams, like not counting the Steelers that are in
Right.
in this top 7.
That's crazy that the Steelers currently are sitting at 39%.
Yeah, man.
Either win the division
They're the
or you
fourth.
miss it.
Yeah.
They're the 4 seed.
Yeah, because the rest of your 5 seeds sitting at 7-3, your Chargers are at the 6 seed are sitting at 7-4, and they have a head-to-head loss. I mean, it does not. The numbers are not good for making a. Cam, what are you writing down right now?
Writing out to my wife.
Okay.
Get right into a shark.
Yeah, the wild card odds do not look good. Their best chance is to win the division. If they don't win the division, that means they've lost enough games to let the Ravens catch up, and so they're not looking good in the wild card spot. I don't know.
It's a very interesting playoff picture when you look at it, because this is not what I expected heading into this year.
9-8 loading.
I hope. I think the litmus test thing is very accurate. 8-2.
You took the under on the Steelers, by the way. You thought they were going to have a losing season because you're a hater.
I said 8-9. I am a hater.
You're a hater.
Certifiable. I enjoy hating more than I enjoy watching my team sometimes.
That's tough.
I gotta cheer for something.
That's tough. All right, let's run through the rest of these.
Seahawks, Titans. Sam had 4 picks. He kind of looked like he was seeing ghosts, but
Seahawks
the fact that they were
He does
They're
not play
still
well
a
in LA.
last-minute field goal away from winning.
LI.
LA? He doesn't like playing there.
What do you think the Seahawks are favored by?
A billion.
15.5?
13.5.
Dang it, man. I feel like 13.5 is kind of the ceiling.
It's like max
Yeah, sports books will go.
of the NFL.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of that. But they're also on the road, too. So,
Give them their 3, they're at 16.
yeah,
They'll probably cover, so, yeah.
I'd expect them to. They will demolish the Titans. Poor Cam Ward. Actually, the Titans almost had a chance to win that game, too. If it weren't for
No, they're
Texans
going against
scoring
Davis
16
Mills,
points in-
you know? Davis
Yeah.
Mills doesn't exactly inspire confidence.
they do not. Speaking of not inspiring confidence, the
Hold on,
Cardinals.
hold on. The highest game spread of all time was the Jags versus the Broncos. It was 26. Saber, relax. 26.5 in the year 2013.
The Jaguars were really, really bad, and that was Peyton Manning's first year.
There's a lot of 20-point spreads in here, actually.
2013?
2013. Jets
No, that'd be
are
Manning's
Jets
second-
are on here a
second
lot.
You're telling me
That's crazy.
2013 was Peyton Manning's second year?
Yeah, because Andrew Luck was drafted
Oh,
2012.
in Denver.
Yeah.
Got you. I was
He
like,
said Broncos.
bro, that dude older than dirt. What are you talking about?
There
said
some
Broncos.
Denver. Okay, I've got you.
I'm already looking at it. It's an interesting.
That's interesting. Was that
There's
the
a
Jags
lot.
playoff run year? When
No,
was that?
no,
that
this
would have been
was like a-
That was
16 or
2017.
This was like a rookie Blake Bortles or something. Like this is a bad
07
Jaguars team.
Eagles were
No, that
Philly.
still would have been Blaine
Oh.
Gabbert. I think that was still Blaine Gabbert.
Hold on.
They were 4-12 in 2013.
The most
Still an
recent
insane
one
line,
was Houston
Chad
versus Buffalo, and that was
Chad Henne was
plus
their starting
19.
quarterback, man. They had Maurice Jones-Drew. Mercedes
Denard-
Lewis, still in the league today.
Denard Robinson was a running back.
Oh, wait a minute. The most recent one was 2025 Cleveland versus what? Baltimore? What?
What you
No,
mean?
this
What
is
was the
messed
spread?
up. It says 1-4-25 Cleveland versus the Ravens, and it was plus 19.5.
Yeah, so that
So-
was like week
Last
18
season?
of last season.
What was the date? 1-4-25?
Yeah. Ravens were favored by 19.5.
It's because the Browns were probably playing my Uncle Fred at quarterback in that game.
They were favored by 19.5. Oh, well, Bailey Zappi was a starting quarterback.
Exactly, man. Come on.
Ravens won 35-10.
And they covered.
All right. Jaguars, Cardinals. Even though Brissett set the NFL record for completions in the game, the Cardinals were not in this one last week against the Niners.
That is
Not a
why
good
he
team.
set. That is why he set the record.
Yeah,
Purdy
They won.
it definitely played a role. Purdy
Purdy is not
that
playing
game.
in this game.
But last week, part of the why the Cardinals
This is
lost last
Jaguars
week.
at Cardinals. Is this
Oh,
game?
sorry.
Jaguars 6-4 right now, right in the thick of the AFC wildcard race. currently favored in this game. No, I don't need
I'd
a
love to play
reality
them
check
at home
FanDuel.
too.
2.5.
Or would I?
2.5 point favorites in
don't know.
Arizona.
I don't think you want any part of the Jags in the playoffs.
Brings back bad
The
stuff.
Cardinals are in a dark place,
Dark.
trying to decide, who's going to trade for Kyler. Is Jonathan Gannon going to get fired? Is their GM going to get fired?
You're in year
Is Marvin
negative
Harrison a
one.
Bust?
Year -1 of a rebuild.
It's a lot of bad.
It's
Lot of
not
bad.
good.
A lot of
It's
bad
scary
and
hours.
no light at the end of the tunnel.
It's just a lot of questions. Like, if you get rid of Kyler, what's the answer at quarterback?
They've got Brissett
Okay.
for another year, so Brissett.
You got a bridge.
Brett
Draft somebody.
Brissett has always been someone I think deserved a better chance than he was given.
Yeah. Well, he got a shot in Indy for
Yeah,
a minute.
should have stayed.
Browns, Raiders, two bad teams.
Bro, skip.
Oh
this,
my
man.
goodness.
2-8 versus
Two bad
2-8,
teams.
man. Garbage.
Tankathon game.
Quarterback tankathon watch, exactly.
This is another tankathon watch. Falcons Saints.
Kirk Cousins against Tyler Shuck. No
The
thanks.
Falcons are not tanking, though.
No, but the Rams are watching this one closely.
Yeah.
No, the Falcons quarterback just tore his ACL for the 3rd time, so that's very bad.
I feel like you guys didn't laugh at that tweet that I sent enough.
Which one? Twitter's been funky.
Broken.
I
Twitter's
don't.
Yeah,
been broken,
well, I
man.
sent one of it was a quote tweet of Michael Penix with both his legs wrapped up in a wheelchair, and the quote tweet says, "It's always the one you least suspect." Obviously sarcasm, as he is basically
Oh,
paralyzed in the
he
wheelchair.
quote tweeted himself. Big Blue
Yeah.
Goonie. The
Hilarious.
original
man
tweet
can
was
save
only
it.
one man can save the Falcons now, and it's him in a wheelchair with
Got
both
it.
legs wrapped up.
That's
And
funny.
then,
All right.
yeah, Twitter's been funky, man.
I don't.
I'm
I'm not reading the last 2 tweets you said. I'm not reading that. Moving on.
What do you mean?
I'm not reading them.
But Falcons Saints is going to be a stinker.
Dude, the afternoon window sucks. I'm not even putting Red Zone on. I'm just putting the Cowboys game on.
Yep.
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm doing something else on Sunday. That's what I'm
Put the Cowboys
gonna-
game on.
gonna do.
Then
A
4
puzzle.
o'clock is when I'm going to go do my yard work. That's when
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
do
to
a
do my leaves.
puzzle. I might take a nap.
Might go bird watching.
Watch some paint dry.
But your Sunday night football game could be fun.
That'll be fun.
Buccaneers Rams. Rams, they started last week well, and I thought they were going to blow out the Seahawks, but they really let off the gas there in the second half and allowed the Seahawks to almost come back. So I don't know if that's concerning or if they were just playing down to the Seahawks in a way. It was an odd thing because that first quarter, it was maybe into the second quarter, they were up 21-0, and Sam Darnold had thrown 2 or 3 picks at that point. It was bad.
Seahawks defense came to play in the second half is what I think happened.
Seahawks
the
do have a good defense.
was put in some precarious spots with
It's a
the
big word.
ball. Yep, with the ball on their side of the field quite often.
What is that, the word of the day?
Could be. Yeah, could be. And
It's got bright for some.
they kept them in it. Huh?
What'd you say?
Said lights were bright for Sam. That's why the
They were.
Rams were in the game.
Yes.
And won the
Big
game.
Sam showed up. And I feel we kind of cut Sam too much slack for how well he's been playing earlier this season. But we kind of said this late last year because we gave Cam a lot of crap about it, that late game Sam was going to show up, and he did. Not to say that's but it's kind of who Sam is. I know people can change, but people don't always change. So we'll see.
Nope. You always have a little bit of that in the back of your head. It's always going to be there.
I mean, we should have known once he played in the Austin Sugar Bowl in his final year of college.
I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to pretend to
had
remember
one of his
that.
worst games of all time versus a certain team.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
going
an
to
Ohio
pretend
State,
to remember that.
USC.
It is. It was.
Just what he's bringing.
Okay.
And he was terrible.
He was trying to. unsolicitedly.
in Ohio State again.
I'm just saying it was a big game, and he absolutely crapped the bed. Like his whole bed needed the sheets changed, the mattress changed, everything.
It's funny you say that because
Scrap
the
the
reason he got
mattress.
on the map in the first place is because of how well he played in the Rose Bowl the year prior, which was a big game. In this game, though, that we're talking about, the Bucks-Rams, the Bucks, for as well as they started, they have been shitting the bed.
Oh,
lately.
they've returned
They
to the
are
mean.
6-4, and honestly, that's good enough to win the division. They'll still win it.
Yeah, but returned to the mean. They won a lot of close games early this season.
And it was very unsustainable.
Well,
I mean,
Panthers,
they didn't.
Panthers.
Panthers are going to lose on Monday night. That's what's going to
Six
happen.
wins.
But
Yeah, Panthers losing Monday night to the 49ers. I'd
Real
probably
quick.
Rams.
A lot of people very quick to launch Baker back into these top 10 talks. Getting a little crazy with it.
I
Happens every year.
never had Baker out of
Relax.
the top 10. I never had him out of the top 10.
You should reconsider.
I really like Baker as a quarterback.
He should not be
too.
higher than 10 in your list.
I would take it.
I mean,
number
he's
10
closer
quarterback,
to 10 than 5 for sure.
but he's also closer to 10 than he is like 15.
He's also closer to 10 than he is to 15. I mean, 10 is like that might be the number, but that also makes him top 10. Technically.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Any higher than that, though, like let's relax a second. People like him because he's
At
cocky.
some point,
It's fine.
I gotta
Allen,
start thinking
Herbert,
about like who my top quarterbacks.
Lamar,
There's
Burrow,
plenty of off season for us to talk about that.
Stafford,
Who have you named so far?
Dak.
You know who you want to say next? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And then that starts your conversation.
You're thinking light bulb is too bright.
Did you include Drake May in that?
No, Drake May.
I would probably take Drake May over Baker.
Sam Darnold, if you want to make that.
I would probably take
Maybe.
Baker over Sam.
Yeah, they're in that realm, but yeah. So you're starting the conversation at 9. So
That feels
Okay with that.
about.
anyway,
I would throw Purdy into that conversation, but
I would
Well,
not.
Baker
I
went
wouldn't-
from MVP to looking pretty bad.
I never had him at MVP, but
I think there
let's put a cap on this.
was
sucker here.
because there wasn't a clear choice for MVP, and now the picture's starting to get more clear.
You know who the favorite is for MVP, real quick?
MVP should never be decided like before we do.
It's Stafford. Why would you flip off Stafford?
Stafford to go.
I thought you were leading me on to.
We had this conversation
No, that
literally
guy's
a week
second.
ago, though.
That guy's
We
second.
had this conversation literally last week when Drew's
Yeah,
not.
but the odds change every week.
You know
Stafford pulled
who's
amazing.
not in the top 5 of Defensive Rookie of the Year?
As Zaraku,
No, he is in the top 5.
Jack Sawyer.
Abdul Carter. Not top 5. Jack Sawyer, also not top 5. Correct answer. Good job. Nailed it.
Shamar
Thank you.
Stewart.
Jamar Stewart.
Correct. Yep. Quite a few people not in the top 5, believe it or not.
Travis Hunter.
Yep. All good answers.
Okay.
All right. Let's put a cap on this one. The last game was 49ers Panthers, and that might be interesting, but
Nothing I
Panthers
need to
could win
spend
that
time
game.
on.
Let's
They could.
not act like the 49ers are some
No, they
powerhouse.
could.
I think the Panthers are
That game does nothing for my life.
Bryce Young, 450?
that's
I'll
only a
finish with
one-time
It's
deal.
the Falcons. It doesn't count.
Yeah. I'd like to see him do it against any other team, any of the other 30 teams. 49ers getting healthy at the right time. That's 7-4. They'll make it
Purdy
in.
only got his
Oh,
job back because he got paid so much money.
It's true.
What do you think the 49ers are favored in this one, real quick?
Enough.
3.5.
7.
5.5. No. Okay.
All right.
While we're done with the NFL slate, let me just add this in. The rankings just did come out for the CFP.
Yeah, Georgia's
Top 4 is
4.
Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, then Texas Tech, which college football the video game, has been saying this for the last 2 years. So congrats to them. Notre Dame is back into the top 10.
You know who's back in the top 25?
Yeah, at 25. Shut up.
Woo!
You know who's never been in the top 25?
And we beat number 5. So how about them apples?
So put
Should
some
be 4,
respect on the
honestly.
MAC, man. Put some respect on the MAC.
We respect
Anyway.
the MAC, just not Eastern.
And
All right, let's
Tulane
finish up
might
here.
be the only
I'm
non-power
about to
4.
leave the pod if we keep talking.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you continue to stay tuned to the pod. Everything that we're doing is on our Twitter, at Party Chat Sports. We'll keep going up with the TikToks, YouTube Shorts. Hopefully, we actually get a parlay of the week up this week. We didn't do that last week. We apologize for that. We'll get another Monday morning drive next Monday. So, you know what that means. Like, subscribe, tell people that you know that like sports as much as we do to like us and follow us anywhere and everywhere. All at Party Chat Sports. Until next time. Peace.
Bye.
Cowboys.
Bye.